Hi, I'm Shannon, one of the co-founders of Ashley Events. Today, we're going to talk about how to maximize speed dating earnings potential. Before we get started, we are not accountants, we are not attorneys, we are simply providing this information for educational purposes. We encourage you to seek professional advice, especially from attorneys when we're dealing with speed dating, if you need it. And we do not accept any liability for your actions related to this course. Today, we're going to review how to maximize your income from a speed dating event. And we'll run through some budget comparisons and things like that. We're also going to talk about our clients, the Smitten Project, specifically Smitten Singles, and how partnering with them can help you increase your earnings. We are also going to look at additional revenue streams beyond just ticket revenue. So it's really important to understand how hosts get paid for speed dating before we can start working through the revenue projections. There's a few main ways, and I'm going to focus on how you would be getting paid if you were working with Ashley Events as a subcontractor with one of our clients. So the first is flat rate pay. If you are an event host, if you are hired directly by a client, they may choose to use a flat rate pay system. You will always know this in advance. And this is especially true if you're working with a lead event host who may need to hire support for an event that they are planning. On the Ashley Events job board, we do not allow postings that are estimated at less than $25 an hour, and we do keep a close eye on that. So do keep that in mind when you're looking at flat rates. If you see something that's going to push you below that on our system, certainly let us know. The second way is commission. This could be based on ticket sales, and earnings increase as ticket sales increase. There's a few different models for this. It could be deducting fees from total ticket sales or a commission, a little bit extra for every ticket sale. So that can be for types of ways to get paid, such as door sales, or a blended model that has a base pay plus a commission. It's really important to know is how you're getting paid before you start executing and planning the events, because it might impact some of the decisions you make on where to invest in the event, the marketing around the event, and things like that. So there are many different types of fees associated with events. Flat fees. So these are fixed fees that are charged, and they are regardless of the number of participants. So this could be something like a venue rental space, a minimum charge. That's going to be a flat fee that needs to be incorporated into your pricing. Variable fees tend to be per participants. They don't have to be, but that's the most common type. And so this is a fee that will fluctuate based on the number of participants or the amount of goods that are consumed. It could be food. It could be a surcharge. It can be a lot of different things within that. Subscription-based fees. This is a recurring fee, often a monthly or annual fee that provides access to a service. And then you have transaction-based fees. So these are fees that are charged at the point of transaction for an activity, and they can include things like ticket fees or perhaps fees associated with the amount of add-on services, things like that. But they're based on the exchange of money more than they are the total number of participants. So it's important to understand your event costs prior to going into selling tickets. There are just a few costs to keep in mind. First, you have ticket platform fees and taxes. These are fees that are charged by ticketing platforms for processing sales or the government fees, taxes associated with hosting the events. Specific to speed dating, you will have a matching software cost unless you are doing manual matching, which we do not recommend. So this is utilizing the automatic matching software and utilizing those systems The alternative is to do paper matching. Again, we do not recommend that. That opens you up to a lot of liability. But when we're talking about costs, manual matching is time. And if you're looking at $25 an hour, utilizing a software is likely as cost effective, potentially more cost effective than using paper if you're looking at time as an expense. You also are going to have per participant supplies. This could be speed dating card decks or participant materials. Maybe you're doing a themed speed dating and you have to have playing cards for everyone. Those are all going to be in your supply costs. Venue costs, things like rental fees, minimum charges, those all fall under venue costs. Marketing and promotion. This is going to be any advertising expense that you take on for this event. And then you always want to make sure that you are adequately covered for insurance. So any insurance or liability coverage related to running the business and running the event. As we talk about pricing strategies, I really want to point something out. Bigger is not always better, and you're going to see this throughout the presentation. So we really want to encourage you to think about the event experience that you want to offer and then price accordingly. But here's just some sample pricing strategies for bigger events versus smaller events. So intimate events, 12 people, potentially up to 20, but definitely a smaller event. Often you can charge more for these. They tend to be things like VIP experiential experiences, and there are subsets of people that will pay more not to have to deal with crowds. And so these intimate events typically are going to have a higher price point. So you can see here, if you have 12 participants at $40, your revenue is going to be $480. We're at $50 for 12 participants is $600. That $600 is the equivalent of your small event 20-person speed dating at $30. And the ticket price at $40 for 20-person event is $800. If you bump up to 30 participants, a $25 ticket price is $750 in revenue, and the ticket price of $40 is $1,200 in revenue. Now, this is not the only number to look at because remember, we have per participant costs. So later in this presentation, we're going to break down what each of these looks like for the bottom line and the revenue stream that you have the opportunity to leverage. But I really want you to think about planning the event that works for you and not looking at the number of the participants and the total event revenue when you're choosing what type of event you want to host. So event costs. These are just some basic guidelines. Your costs are probably going to be different, but just for reference, I went ahead and put these out there for you. So some of the event costs that you're going to have are a host fee. We want you to estimate a minimum of $75 for this. That's across the board. This is somebody that you are hiring to assist you with an event. So this is what you should pay your helper. And so if you're doing speed dating, please do a minimum of $100 if you're posting on Ashley's platform. Outside, $75 could be fine. It just depends on your relationship with the event host and the length of the event, the type of the event. You want to estimate 20% of net ticket revenue to overhead. This is going to be things like insurance, your time outside of the event, your time managing the business side of the event. You're also going to have software, material, and costs. I really want you to evaluate softwares before you get into an agreement with someone. In general, this is going to be $5 and above. There are some software companies out there charging closer to $10 per participant. And again, this is a per participant fee. And so this is one of those areas that's going to add up real quick with more participants. And choosing your software wisely is probably one of the biggest things that you can do to increase your revenue. And I'm not talking about using the most cost-effective software, but using the one that's going to get the most results will help bring participants back. But you also want to balance that with your ticket pricing. And so if something really does what you want, you may be able to charge more because you use that software. You have ticket platform fees, and this is variable, and it really depends on the size of the event and the overall ticket revenue. For this presentation, let's go ahead and estimate 10% for ticket platform fees. Some platforms allow you to pass on costs to your customer, and that's something that you just need to weigh within the overall cost of the event. At minimum, budget $50 for marketing, likely social media ads, things like that. You may budget much more, but again, that's up to you. And then at event expenses, this could include things like food, or if there's an activity, and this is really going to be up to you as the organizer and the venue. I do want to point out that we have a ticket price calculator available for you that helps you plug in some of these costs and really determine the best price for your event. I mentioned earlier that there is an opportunity to work with Ashling Events directly and our clients to offer speed dating events. If you are subcontracting for Ashling, we do have a payment structure that you should be aware of. So first of all, net ticket sales fees. This is after Eventbrite and ticketing systems have deducted their costs, as well as after we've deducted the expenses for the event. And ours is 20%. You should be budgeting for this anyway, but we're taking some of the heavy load off around reporting, as well as depending on the venue and the event, we may be fronting some costs for you. And so this just helps us make sure that we can stay in business and provide that service. We do cap this fee at $200 per event. We do also have per participant fees. These are for things that are related to our direct expenses associated with your event, such as speed dating software, supplies and materials, time that we spend making sure your registrations are complete. So it just helps us cover those overhead costs, and it does vary based on event. We do have some other costs. They're going to be communicated to you on a per event basis, but basically it's going to be reimbursement for any expenses that we have covered out of pocket to help promote or host your event. We obviously need to recover that revenue. So we just take it out of the event revenue before we pay you your commission on the event. This is just really our way to support you in this. One important point about the event administration is part of what is covered in that 20% is our insurance. And we do carry special insurance for speed dating, and we do add you as an additional insured on our policy. So it provides a level of protection for you. We do still encourage you to stand up a business and carry your own general liability insurance to provide additional protection related to these events. So the standard event financial summary, this is just a really quick 30-person speed dating event at a $25 ticket price. Your total revenue is going to be $750. After the ticket platform fees of $75, $50 spent on marketing, and $100 paid to your host, and $150 for your speed dating software and additional supplies, you have a net revenue of $375. We are charging 20%, so that's $75, and your total costs are $450 of the $750 that you earned, giving you a net profit of $300. Now let's compare that to a smaller event. So this is the same thing. It's an estimate for a smaller event. So you have 12 participants with a $40 ticket price and a gross revenue of $480. $48 for your ticket platform fees, $50 for marketing again, but there's one key difference. You do not have a host fee because you don't need backup for a 12-person event. Your per participant estimated $5 for 12 participants is $60, leaving you with net revenue of $322. Our fee of $64 puts your total cost at $222, leaving you with a net profit of $258. I love this example because you can see that the net profit is really less than $50 difference between the two events. But of the two, you're going to find the one that you like best. But I like this because the difference by choosing to do a smaller intimate event is not significantly different than the larger event. If you were just looking at total revenue, you would think that the 30-person event with a total revenue of $750 would be better than the smaller event with a total revenue of $480. But at the end of the day, it has a tendency to even out. So again, I just really want to encourage you to choose event styles that work with your style of hosting and that work within the marketing that you can achieve. I think it's great that you can make $250 with an event that often is not overly complicated to plan. However, if you're really looking to increase your revenue, there are other opportunities to add to this experience and earn more money. Ashland Events has been retained by Smitten Singles to provide training for their program, and I want to go through some of the things that they offer that help bring revenue and are available within the Smitten specific training platform, which you can apply for on our website. So Smitten Singles was established in 2022. Full disclosure, I'm a founder of that company too, and my business partner as well, Sue Bennett. In fact, Ashland Events came from our experience hosting these singles events and wanting to share our expertise with you, but they are separate entities. We started in Omaha and Des Moines and quickly expanded to Sioux Falls, Lincoln, and St. Louis. We have hosted thousands of individuals through Smitten Singles. Smitten Singles participates in the Matchmakers Alliance dedicated to ethics in dating and relationships. We partner with coaches and experts nationally, and we also have Forever Smitten that is for monogamous couples and is a great opportunity to expand your business by offering date nights under the Forever Smitten brand. Why partner with Smitten Singles? So over the last several years, we have developed an established brand with a reputation for hosting exceptional, high-quality singles events that provide memorable experiences and meaningful connections. We offer full-service support, partially through the partnership with Ashland Events, but also just on the Smitten side, we know our calendar and we know what events we can support, and we share that information with people who are wanting to promote their events on the Smitten platform. And that is one key thing about Smitten. Smitten does not host events directly. It is really an event promotion platform. There's a ready-made audience. We're really good at connecting with singles, and we can leverage that to help your event. Additionally, the more event planners and the more events that are promoted on the Smitten platform, the broader that audience becomes for everyone. So it's truly a collaboration in helping these events be successful. We have proven event expertise, not only in hosting events ourselves, but also working with others. We know what really works with the events. And Sue and I continue to host our own events so that we can stay in the loop on event best practices and see what works. We have a collaborative approach. We expect everyone that works with us to work together and foster loving and supportive team environments to work our events. And the trusted brand reputation, I cannot stress this enough. Smitten utilizes third-party reporting systems. So if there's ever an incident at an event that gets reported and reviewed. We also partner with the Safe Bar Network and prefer to use venues that have been through their training. All of this together has created a brand that really stands out from the other dating events companies that are out there, not have these brand safeguards in place, or maybe creating atmospheres that don't foster connection. It also really allows us the opportunity to work with companies that also meet our standards and lift those companies up in a different way as we support each other in this space. So, how you can make money working with Smitten, there are a few different income streams. All of these are covered in the Smitten specific training. So, speed dating event hosting is one way that you can earn revenue. And so, obviously, this is the topic of this entire thing, but we can promote your speed dating events, and that's why we're here. We also have a membership program in affiliate sales. So, in addition to event discounts, Premier Smitten members get access to our online learning portal of classes to help them be successful in dating. And it's a real benefit. We do see people that come to speed dating and are struggling and just need some help, and we will often direct them to that platform and see an improvement the next time they come back. We partner with venues, and we really look for venues that are well suited for hosting speed dating events, as well as mixers and just casual social opportunities. And then there's the opportunity for sponsorship sales. You can secure sponsorships and earn a percentage of the revenue that's generated from that sponsorship sale itself. If you sell a membership to Smitten, there's a few different levels. You certainly want to check out the website to understand them, but you're going to get 20% on a reoccurring basis. And so every time that member makes a payment, you are earning commission on that payment. This is a great opportunity for reoccurring revenue. I call it mailbox money. It just shows up. The potential earnings, if you refer 20 new active members, is $240 a month. You don't have to recruit them all in the same month. And this is a great add-on for your speed dating events, because if you're seeing them, you can really talk about the membership benefits and help themselves through joining the program. We also have a venue partnership, which we do charge for. While we don't require venues to be a partner to host an event, we do prefer that they are. It allows us to screen the venues, make sure they know our hosting standards, but it's also a pretty exclusive experience in each community. There's only a few available, but it is another opportunity for you to create revenue. And this is paid on a one-time bonus. So when the venue first signs up, you get a stipend based on their sign up. Again, that is 20%. So 20% is $500. That's going to be $100 paid to you. Just a little bonus payment. And if you secure 5, that's $500. So it's a great way to add to your revenue. The third way is through sponsorships, and I'm going to talk about sponsorship sales here, but there's another opportunity with sponsorships that you should be aware of. When you connect with an event sponsor, you are able to leverage Smitten's network to get them exposure within that community. Again, this is a one-time fee. You're going to earn a 20% commission of every sponsorship that you bring in. And here's where it gets really exciting. If you're also hosting an event, you're going to get a piece of that sponsorship that is allocated to the event host promoting the sponsorship deal. So let's just say a local business sponsors 5 events at $500 each. Your commission is, again, it's the same as the venues. It's $100 per sponsorship per event, and you're earning an additional $500 in income. This is super flexible. These sponsorships are really based on the event itself, the number of people it's going to bring in, and the target audience, which gives you a lot of opportunity to work with us and figure out how your potential sponsor contacts can fit into the event structure. And then, so how this impacts your monthly income. So let's say you're hosting 4 events $300 revenue each. That's $1,200. And while it does represent the bulk of your income in this scenario, you can see how the income increases when we add the additional activities. So 10, super manageable and achievable number. If you're hosting 4 events a month, that is a couple months, you should be able to have 10 members. That's an additional $120. Let's say you secure 4 sponsorships, one for each event that you host. That's $400, and 2 venue partnerships is $200 for $1,920 per month. Now, there's still that extra sponsorship piece missing, which you're going to work with us to figure out, but it's more than $1,900 a month that you can make from hosting 4 events and securing sponsorships. The beautiful thing about this is once you have a sponsor, they can be a repeat, and once you've made that sale, it's a little bit easier. Same thing for the members. That's going to snowball, so make sure you're sharing your affiliate link with people and sharing that at events. The best salespeople for our memberships are our members themselves when they're excited about the value that they're receiving from that by attending events or utilizing the online learning portals. So really encourage them to share that with others, and that will help increase your revenue at events. So the sky is really the limit. You can expand your role beyond just a lead event host with Smitten and with Ashley. Smitten specifically is always people to help lead areas and take on more of a training role and assist with marketing. So certainly ask us about those opportunities. And there is just pathway to future. And so as you grow your business, we want to talk to you and see if we can partner in different and special ways. So we do have an accreditation process that is required for anyone wanting to host or promote an event on the Smitten platform. So the first step in this is to apply to partner with Smitten Singles. You may want to do this before signing up with accreditation, just to make sure that we are looking for people in your area and feel confident that we can work with you. Complete Ashley's accreditation program, where you're going to learn more skills to host events and have access to all of our resources. Once you complete the Ashley accreditation program, including the Smitten specific training, you will be able to start planning and hosting your first event promoted by Smitten Singles. If you've selected to work with Smitten Singles, we'll work with you on when that works on our calendars. If you would rather do it on your own, that is also an option. And then join the Smitten affiliate program. You do not need to be working with Smitten Singles to do this. It is on Smitten's website, and it's just in the footer, and you can join that affiliate program at smittensingles.com. And like I said, it's a great way to boost your revenue. Just as a reminder, Ashley Events is Smitten's training partner, and that's it. So going through training with Ashley does not guarantee you work with Smitten. You still need to go through Smitten's process. And Smitten does require the Ashley certification. It's the professional certification that we recognize in that business. There are additional costs to your application. The main cost is going to be your background check, which will be under $50. In most cases, it's going to be around $30. And then Ashley provides education, and going through the training does not guarantee that you will be able to work with either company. You can always contact us. If you're a subscriber, you may have access to office hours as well as the FAQ sessions. Office hours are a great opportunity to meet with someone on our team one-on-one. And the FAQ sessions are small group sessions with our team members as well as other event planners. And they're great opportunities to bounce ideas off and just make sure that your event is going to be successful and that we're helping you work through any hurdles you might be experiencing with your event. You can also email us and we'll respond as quickly as possible. But don't hesitate to reach out with questions about the program, about your events. We are here to support you if we can. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you took something from this and can maximize profits with your speed dating.